150 years ago, the Celestial College. "Yes," began Council Magister Artweeb, "this woman will keep trying to have them killed before she herself is caught by the group themselves, no less. But how does she figure into all of this?" As he tried to pull all of the pieces of the puzzle yet to happen together, Viez raised a finger, his expression a clear visage of someone trying to be helpful. "If I may, all things here are connected now. Each of us are seeing a different part of the story, but fate has connected them. This is turning out to be something threatening to the old world." Council Magister Artweeb replied, "If the future shows the destruction of the old world, you know there is nothing we can do to stop that which is preordained on so strong a fateful timeline." Viez spoke up again in response. "I would agree with you. There is nothing we can do to stop the future as it is. That is already in place and will come to pass, as did the past and present thereafter. Though, my fellow honourable scholars, I would ask you to be mindful of the fundamentals of our secretive order. It is our place to divine major events before us, but perhaps there is something that can be done, something that can be put in place by us to help them. For consider this, perhaps the future we are seeing relies on the fact that we have done as much. Perhaps it is our destiny to do so." Artweeb glared at Viez. The younger man had pulled him up on sheer protocol in front of everyone else present. He wouldn't forget that, as he asked, "Then what would you suggest we as a council do?" There was a long pause in the chamber, as each wizard looked upon one another intently for signs of inspiration coming to the fore. Each looked as if he was about to speak, and then reconsidered the futility of his actions, already hearing the jeering response from the others in his mind's eye were he to do so. This was the tricky thing with future reading. So much could be decided beforehand, and indeed not even attempted. It of course got more complicated when you had a chamber full of such gifted individuals, all attempting to converse. Some chose to willingly switch off premonition for acts of conversation, believing it to stifle their flow of imagination. Perhaps this stifling effect was the reason that no ideas were yet coming about. Just then, Council Magister Ehrlichman stood up, shaking with a future vision coming about inside his head. The crystal in the centre of the room confirmed this with its continued pulsing. He spoke aloud. "The dagger is the artifact of he who wishes to doom this party. Part of his soul essence is stored within it. The group will obtain the dagger at last. Good! I see them bringing it to a female wizard of the Amethyst Order. She is holding an incantatory ritual to nullify its power. Yes, she succeeds. The demon's soul is now weakened, for when it strikes its final time, it will not be whole, as it will have hoped." Viez chuckled. "Oh, forget all of that. Of course I knew they would succeed. What I'm really interested in is how such a stupid bone-idle wizard as this is able to rise to such power in so short a time. It seems that everything rests with him, does it not? Only someone so preoccupied by a need to be an engineer and not a powerful wielder of a aether could remain uncorrupted in the face of things to come." The Council Magister then burst out laughing at the silliness of it all. The others present only smiled politely for fear of being shown up. Artweeb butted in. "All right then. How does a fool wizard like this even get to the position where he is allowed to journey out into the world?" "Ah, I see. The Emperor of that time, one Karl Franz. He fears the man. Fears what he is capable of. Oh, I see a hat falling from the Emperor's head. Hit by a spell." "Yes, that's it," laughed Viez, unable to control himself any longer. But his imbecility is key to the future's chance at succeeding. We must make sure that the Patriarch allows him continued passage within the halls here, regardless of what idiocies he will bring about in his stay. Artweeb reluctantly sighed. Yes, unfortunately, you're always going to be correct on that point, weren't you? All right, then. We shall send a letter to the Patriarch of that time, date stamped and not to be opened until such time as is appropriate for him to read it. Just what will that wizard do next, I wonder?